Hello, Brenton with All At Octane here, and in this video I'm going to open up some Hot Wheels 2020 N-Case cars. There's also some P-Case cars in here as well as maybe some other different cases. Mostly N-Case cars though. I was able to find an N-Case right off the pallet, and I was able to find a super treasure hunt in that as well. At the end of the video, I'll show you the super treasure hunt that I was able to find. But here we go. We're going to go ahead and start off with one of the most highly anticipated of 2020, the new mainline cars. Again, this is going to be an N case. You can tell when you flip it over by looking at the last letter of the set of characters in the near the peg holder, N. So this is an N case car. New for 2020 is the 96 Chevrolet Impala SS. And this thing definitely, if this had come out in 96, it probably would have looked exactly like this. These look like wheels that you would have found on a car in 96. I was collecting back then, so it's kind of fun to see this car. So this is part of the Nightburners collection. Here we go. This is what it looks like. Pretty basic. It's got the Chevy logo up front on the Impala with tampos, no tampos on the rear, but it does have the Impala SS on the quarter panel back there. Pretty detailed interior. I know this is a highly anticipated, highly sought after casting, so it is nice to find this car in the collection. Again, they did really well at capturing the 90s just based off the rim choice, and actually the weight of the car feels like the Commodore Holden, the Commodore Holden that they have in the mainline as well from way back in the day. That car was pretty cool. So there is the Impala SS. We're going to go ahead and move to, this was a P-Case car. We have a recolor of Custom Auto. I believe this came in purple. This is a recolor in blue. Overall, nice casting. Again, it looks kind of like a Dodge Challenger or a Charger, depending on which year. Overall, nice casting. It's fun to add to this one to the collection. I do love the large back tires. As you guys know, that's one of my favorite features. Next up, we've got the 52 Hudson Hornet. And this is part of the Rod Squad. There it is. Hudson Hornet. They've always made this car pretty busy as of late. I don't think they've made really a clean version of it. We've got steely wheels on it. That's kind of nice. Yeah, but yeah, every time it's had numbers or something kind of busy about it. They've never made a clean one as of yet with no tampos, just a color. Here's a new for 2020 car. This was part of a K case, I guess. Actually, that's what I said. It's a hodgepodge of cases. It's been a while since I've been able to open up some cars for you guys, but a very popular car nonetheless. It's part of the Rod Squad. We've got the Big Air Bel Air. I was really excited to finally find this one. So we're going to go ahead and open that. There it is, Big Air Bel Air. And it looks like, it really does look like the one that was part of the Hot Rod magazine. I believe a couple months ago or a year ago, they had a cover 57 that looked very similar to that. Next up, we have the Sandblaster, part of the Hot Wheels trucks. It's got the Borla logo. So this is actually a Ford Raptor, I believe. That's what it is modeled after, a Ford Raptor. It's got the Borla livery on it with the tampos, and this Sandblaster is always a nice truck to have. This has huge front tires. I believe these are new tires actually as well, new rims. I like the K&N one as well. I was able to get that one way back in the day. I actually bought that off eBay because I didn't find it when it was on the pegs. I should have. Kind of always a favorite, Cruise Bruiser. This is a P-Case car, and Cruise Bruiser is always nice to have. It just kind of captures that whole demolition derby, automotive enthusiast kind of feel to it. This one's pretty busy, as Cruise Bruiser tends to be. It's part of the art car, so it has a T up top. Not quite sure what that spells just yet, but nice to have it as part of the collection. We've got, again, part of the Hot Wheels trucks. We got the 69 Chevy Pickup. This would be a super treasure hunt if you're able to find it. I think it's part of the L case. Depends on L or M. I'm not entirely sure. Or K. JKL. Yeah, it's either the K or L case, depending on which one it's in. I forget off the top of my head. Always nice to add this truck to the collection. This one is a nice color choice. It fits quite well. Another truck, part of the Hot Wheels Hot Trucks, is the 2019 Chevy Silverado Trail Boss LT. And again, I made a Florida Georgia line reference on my other video with the white truck. Now we have one in black. This one has the Biltech on the quarter panel there. We've got the base of it. Overall, it's a nice truck. The busy front end, the highly controversial front end. Some people like it, some people don't. All right, we've got the new for 2020, the 2019 Corvette Zero One convertible. We've seen this in orange, so we already have a recolor of it in blue. Which one do you like better? Do you like the orange one or do you like the blue one? I am leaning toward orange, but I do like a very nice simple blue. And this car is aggressive, and I like the rims. So they did well at recoloring this one. It's got tampos here in the rear as well. Spectacular. Right from one Corvette to another, we got the Corvette C706. So we went from a ZR1 to a Z06. And there it is in white. I believe we've seen this a number of times in red and in other different colors. So it's nice to add another Corvette to the collection. One of my favorite castings, the Jaguar XJX Project 8. Again, Harry's Garage. I believe he has one of these things. If not, I know he drives one quite frequently. I like super sedans, so this would be a casting or a car I would get. So it's nice to have this one in a Hot Wheel. Here is another PK's car. This would be, I think, the PK Super Treasure Hunt, if you're able to find it, is the Pagani Huayra Roadster in green. Always super fun to add supercars to the collection. It's got rear tampos. It's got some front tampos, aka or top tampos. And yeah, there it is. I feel like this car has been in this color before, but I don't think it has. I think this is the first time. In my head, I feel like I've seen it before, but again, there it is. All right, we've got a 69 Ford Mustang Boss 302. This is Vaughn Gittin Jr., who I believe just taught, what's his name? Man, Ken Block? Yeah. He taught his daughter how to drift. That was pretty cool. So yeah, Vaughn Gittin Jr.'s got a Mustang here, part of the Hot Wheels. Green around the rims, that's really cool. It's a nice feature. It's got some tampos up front with green. No tampos in the rear. Overall, it's still a nice casting. Cool Mustang to add to the collection. We've got a recolor of the new for 2020 Honda Prelude. We've seen it in silver. This is in blue. This is a P-case car. So again, I was able to find mostly N-case cars, but again, some P-case cars. So here it is in blue. I love the Honda Prelude. I really wish they'd make it in red. I don't think they've done that yet, but the RX-7 up there really looks like it's in red, or that's in red. It looks very similar to this car. Don't get them mistaken. This one's a Prelude. That's an RX-7. We're going to get to that one here in just a bit. Nice to have that as part of the collection. Now we're going to get into some hypercars. We've got the McLaren P1, which DDE had purchased, but they weren't able to insure it, so I believe they are going to offload that car. That's something, I guess, as a Hot Wheel owner, you don't have to worry about unless you have a large collection, which there are people who do, and they insure their entire collection. So insurance is something you might want to consider if you have a large collection of highly sought after and or very rare expensive cars. I don't really think my collection is anywhere near that, but it might be, now that I think about it. We've got a Nightburners McLaren Senna in whites. I think this is the third color we've seen. We've seen it in orange, we've seen it in a gray, and now we have it in white. I'm pretty sure white is now my favorite. I liked the orange, but the white is super clean, although this car is not. It's got some blemishes on the side there. It's kind of a bummer. Rear tampos, front tampo. I should have paid more attention to the side. It's got some blemishes, but that's okay. Awesome new car for 2020 is the McLaren Speedtail, and it is kind of disappointing that McLaren is hitting some hard financial times where they have their facilities up for sale. because they are just now getting a huge footing in the sports car, hypercar, supercar world. This is going to be very much like the McLaren F1, where it has the middle seating. It's got the speedtail with the rear tampos, very minute tampoing up front, just with the McLaren logo, I guess. And this is a really cool car. It is pretty cool. There's inside, I'm trying to get that as best I can for you guys on camera. Overall, nice casting, but that is definitely, I think, topped by this one, the Koenigsegg Jesko 2020. This one's super cool. It has a nice tampo green kind of accent tampo up top here on the hood. We got stripes, racing stripes, black outlines around the spoiler. And it's nice to have a Koenigsegg as part of the main line, because we've never seen one on the main line yet. We've only seen it in premium. So here's hoping the other one will come to the main line. All right, next up we've got the 2019 Ford Ranger Raptor in red. We've seen this in a multitude of colors. I know we've seen it in white for sure, and blue, and I've done a custom of this one. I've done it in an olive green, so it's kind of fun. We've got the 92 BMW M3 in the police. I know there is a entire police 5-car set. I believe that's coming to Walmart. I have not seen that yet, but I know it is out there. I think this car, as well as an Aventador and a 300ZX, I think all of those are supposed to be part of a special packaging out of Walmart. I was not able to find them yet. I would imagine I'll find them eventually. We've got a Tesla Model 3 in blue. Pretty cool tampoing. Overall, nice car. This is probably one of my favorites. The 2020 Ram 1500 Rebel. It's interesting that they came out with, so that's new for 2020. It's a Ram Rebel, and it's so interesting that they did this because they had to have known the TRX was coming. I'm really surprised they didn't do the TRX. It looks so much like the TRX. Like I found this on the pegs, very similar to when the TRX came out. So it's just really interesting to me that they chose the Rebel over the TRX. But here we are, and here it is, and I'm not complaining because this truck is awesome. Ram is probably my favorite truck. I've always wanted one, especially Walker Texas Ranger version, like that gray with the light bars and everything. I love that generation. This thing is super cool. Nice to add to the collection. Another exciting model to have, the 2020 new for 2020, and we've got a 2017 Lamborghini Urus. So up until this point, they had only been making the concept. Now we finally actually have the real version, scale version of the production model 3 years after it came out. So there it is. All right. And then here we have this one. So we have the Hot Wheels ID, the Aston Martin 177. If you find the mainline version, that's what this looks like. Here's the mainline version. And I'm actually going to go ahead and open both because I like opening these cars. It's kind of fun to have. And if you do have the app, you can scan it, even though you don't have to open it up to scan it. It's there. So it's got a little bit more of a SpectraFlame kind of paint job. And then on the base, we've got a different base. It's got the ID base with the chip inside of it. So there's your comparisons. There's the difference between an ID car and a mainline car. Kind of looks like a Super Treasure Hunt with the SpectraFlame paint, but they don't do the rubber tires. They just do the chips inside. All right, next up we've got the Nissan 300, again, ZX Twin Turbo. And like I said, I believe this is going to be part of a police set along with the BMW. Again, haven't found it. This car is super heavy. I believe I've made a comment of that the last time I've opened it. I like the T-top. That's pretty cool. We've got a 91 Mazda Miata MX5. Or I guess MX5 Miata. I guess I always say that wrong, don't I? Based on what the package says, MX5 Miata. In yellow. Cute little car. Chasing after an S2000 in the yellow paint job. And I know it's not. All right, we've got the Datsun 620. Again, this might be a little bit an older case. Yep, this is an L case, but it's been so long since I've been able to open cars for you guys. All right, there it is. It's got some nice tampos on the side, JDM Legends, matte finish or satin kind of finish. That's a cool truck. We've got a Datsun Bluebird wagon, 510 and a Momo. And I have not been able to find the Kroger version, the yellow Kroger version yet, although I will be hunting. You guys know when I find it, I'll open it for you. Steely wheels. This does have the checkered grille up front. I know that's always a variation. We've got a Honda S2000 in green, not the same as the Mazda, but I like S2000 convertibles in yellow. That's kind of my thing. That's the way I like them to look. Most iconic in my head. But this one does have nice tampoing up front. That's pretty cool. All right. A pretty anticipated model is the 89 Mazda Savannah RX-7 FC35. That is a mouthful. Boy, they really get all of the details on it, which is good. Looks very similar to the Porsche 944, so don't get that mixed up with this Mazda. Make sure you do double takes. Definitely look at it. Make sure you're looking at the right car. It's got some tampos there. Tampos in the rear. Super clean casting. That's awesome. All right, we've got a ton of Hot Wheels Flame Series. We've got a 68 Shelby GT500. Just going to open these real quick, kind of run through them. And I believe we've already seen a Flame Series Shelby Mustang as well. So I might have to do some comparisons there. We've got a custom Ford Maverick. And I believe this would have been in blue. You would find a blue one. That's going to be the Kroger version. I believe I've opened those up on camera for you guys already. We've got a 73 Ford Falcon XB. This car is really cool as well. These Flames cars are awesome. It's always nice to add them to the collection. Sorry, the autofocus is a little bad. We got the 49 Mercury convertible, very similar to the what's that called? Greased Lightning. I like the interior on this one. We got a 65 Ford Galaxy. This is part of the N case. Yeah, so this is going to be a super treasure hunt, but again, I forget which case. NP, somewhere in that ballpark. And I really like the kind of roll cage back end of that. It's got the gray roll cage in there. If you find it with rubber tires and different rims, but they still are green, so just watch out that you're going to find it in a super treasure hunt. You got a 67 Camaro. This one will also be in black. If you find it in black at a Kroger, that is going to be the Kroger exclusive color. And this one does not have an opening hood, partially because I believe this is a 67 Camaro. I think the other one with the opening hood is a custom Camaro, so it's going to be a little bit different. Last up is the red 91 GMC Cyclone. And do you think they'll make a Typhoon next? What are your guys' thoughts? I think a Typhoon is on the way. I think probably with this Cyclone, they're definitely going to probably make a Typhoon here. Either 2021 maybe. All right, there's some tampos there and tampos there. All right, and I'm going to pause this real quick. All right, so here is the super treasure hunt I was able to find right out of the box. This is going to be the N case super treasure hunt, and that is the 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. So you can see there is the card art. It's very similar. There's not much difference. The rims are a little different, and that's really kind of about it. But the paint job is definitely different. You've got the gold the gold Spectraflame paint, the 25 treasure hunt. I don't really know why that says 25. But yeah, there is a super treasure hunt for you. And then there is the mainline version. Well, it's not a mainline version, it's just there's the mainline car. So if you find this one, it's just normal Demon. This is the super treasure hunt. And I like to keep one with it just to kind of keep the comparisons. So I bought a third. And then I'm going to open up for you guys just the mainline SRT Demon. So you can kind of see that car, which is really cool. The Jags version out of Columbus, Ohio, believe that's where they're located. Summit is in Akron. Jags is in Columbus. Well, it's one of their distribution centers. That's at least where I remember them from. I have no idea how close any of them are to Virginia, where I'm at now. But there it is. This thing is awesome. I'll leave you guys with a good look of the Demon. But let me know what your favorites are. Have you been able to find these cars? Which ones do you look forward to the most? Have you been able to find a super treasure hunt? If you have, let me know. And until the next one, have a good one.